What turns a child into a perfect predator? How did a boy from the middle of nowhere in Russia become the most feared man in combat sports? The answer will shock you. Welcome to the world of Khabib Nurmagomedov, not just a fighter, but a force of nature who dominated the UFC with such savagery that opponents feared him before they even stepped into the octagon. Trained by his father in ways that would make most modern parents call child services, young Khabib wasn't just wrestling. He was fighting actual bears at an age when most children are playing with toys. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the shocking truth behind the man who made Conor McGregor beg for mercy. Khabib Nurmagomedov was born on September 20th, 1988, in the small village of Sildi in Dagestan, Russia, a region known for its formidable mountains and a rich cultural heritage in wrestling and combat sports. Raised in an Avar family with deep-rooted traditions, Khabib's early life was shaped by the harsh yet inspiring landscapes of his homeland. In Dagestan, strength and honor are more than qualities. They are a way of life. Every day, children learn that the path to success is paved with hard work, respect, and an unwavering commitment to one's principles. From the moment he was born, Khabib was surrounded by the values of discipline and perseverance. His father, Khabib Nurmagomedov, was not only a loving parent, but also a highly respected coach in the local community. Under Khabib's guidance, young Khabib was introduced to the world of wrestling, judo, and combat sambo. In Dagestan, the rugged terrain was not merely a backdrop, it was a training ground. The mountains and valleys served as both a physical and mental crucible where young fighters learned to overcome nature's challenges. It is said that even as a child, Khabib displayed an unusual level of toughness and determination. For example, the fact that he literally trained with bears who were trained with basic jiu-jitsu, and they are literally used to train kids with, that's how crazy Dagestan is, and that's where Khabib comes from. As Khabib grew older, his training intensified. Instead of spending his time on idle pursuits, he dedicated every moment to mastering the art of combat. The routines were rigorous and demanding. Early morning runs along steep mountain paths, long hours spent drilling techniques, and countless sparring sessions in makeshift gyms. In 2008, Khabib stepped into the world of professional mixed martial arts. His debut fight marked the beginning of what would become one of the most storied careers in combat sports. On September 13th, 2008, Khabib faced Vusal Bayramov at the CSFU Champions League event. He demonstrated early on his submission skills by locking in a rear naked choke in the second round at 220, marking a strong start to his career. It was not even a month, and Khabib, like a bloodlust hound, got back in the ring. It was like he could not keep himself away from the ring. On October 11th, 2008, Khabib took on Shamil Abdulkarimov at the EPAC Pancration Atrium Cup 1. He dominated the fight over 2 rounds and won by unanimous decision, showing clear control and technical prowess. On the same day, Khabib squared off against Ramazan Kurbanismailov at the same event. He maintained his momentum by outclassing his opponent over 2 rounds and securing another unanimous decision victory. Still on October 11th, 2008, Khabib fought Magomed Magomedov at the PAC P. He displayed his consistent performance by winning via unanimous decision after 2 rounds of controlled fighting. Competing in regional circuits throughout Russia and Ukraine, he quickly earned a reputation for his dominant grappling, exceptional wrestling, and flawless technique. On August 8th, 2009, Khabib entered the TFC 3 Samada Fighting Championship to face Said Ahmed. In the first round, he unleashed a series of powerful punches to secure a TKO victory in just 2 minutes and 5 seconds. During the same event on August 8th, 2009, Khabib also fought Eldar Eldarov. He continued his impressive performance by finishing the bout via TKO in the second round at 2 minutes and 44 seconds, underscoring his striking capability. On November 3rd, 2009, at the M1 Challenge, 2009, Selections 9, Khabib faced Sharbalat Shamhalev. He secured a first-round win with a well-executed Kimura submission at 4 minutes and 36 seconds, highlighting his submission expertise. Khabib's early professional career was characterized by a series of impressive victories that eventually led to an extraordinary milestone: a perfect record of 29 wins with no losses. Next up was, on June 10th, 2010, Khabib battled Ali Bagov at the GFP Golden Fist Russia event. After a 3-round fight, he emerged victorious by unanimous decision, proving his ability to control the fight from start to finish. Next up on his journey was the M1 Selection Ukraine. 2010, Clash of the Titans. On September 18th, 2010, Khabib took on Vitaly Ostrovsky. He dominated the match with his powerful striking, earning a TKO victory in the first round at 4 minutes and 6 seconds. About a couple of months later, on February 12, 2011, at the M1 Selection, Ukraine 2010, the finals, Khabib faced Alexander Agafonov. His performance was so commanding that the corner stopped the fight in the second round at 5 minutes, resulting in a TKO win. Not even 2 months until the next match. On April 9th, 2011, Khabib fought Said Khalilov at Pro FC, Union Nation Cup 14. He swiftly applied a Kimura in the first round at 3 minutes and 16 seconds to submit his opponent, showcasing his technical submission skills. On May 6th, 2011, at the Pro FC Union Nation Cup 15 event, Khabib faced Ashot Shahinian. He ended the bout in the first round at 2 minutes and 18 seconds with a knockout, emphasizing his striking power. The turning point in Khabib's career came in 2012, when he signed with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. His transition to the UFC was swift and impressive. In a matter of time, he began to make waves in the lightweight division, consistently defeating top contenders with a blend of precision and raw power. At UFC 148 on July 8, 2012, Khabib squared off against Gleison Tibau. After a hard-fought 3-round battle, he secured a unanimous decision victory, clearly out-grappling and controlling the fight from start to finish. His next fight in January 2013, he had beaten Thiago Tavares with a knockout in the first round. Later, right away in May, he had beaten up Abel Trujillo and Pat Healy in September. With his continuous pressure, relentlessness, and pure skill for 3 rounds to win a unanimous decision. The world was now watching as this young fighter from the mountains of Russia began to redefine what it meant to be a champion. Next up on his climb to the top, the next peak was a formidable one. Rafael dos Anjos, the former lightweight champions and the one who never got his supposed red panty night.
We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby. So don't say you would not take that fight, because you would take that fight like everyone else up here would take the fight against me if it was offered, regardless of belts or any of that shit. I'm the money fight in the male shit at all weight divisions, so fuck everybody else up here.
BDW. This last reference is for the OGs. Moving on. Khabib outclassed Rafael dos Anjos over 3 rounds, winning by unanimous decision and showcasing his ability to maintain control against top-tier competition. Then started the Tony Ferguson and Khabib saga. Honestly, this rivalry, or even the #1 legendary UFC match that never happened, and this deserves its own video, where we go into the depths of the saga, which has always scarred the UFC and the UFC fans, and in some cases, one of the fighters themselves. A short summary here is the first match Khabib pulled out due to injury in 2015. Then, in 2016, it was booked again, and this time, Tony pulled out. It was like tit for tat, but for pulling out of a multi-million-dollar fight in the UFC. In April 2016, the replacement fighter for Tony was Darrell Horcher. Khabib knocked him out at 3:38 seconds in the second round. Next up in November was Michael Johnson. This time, Khabib submitted him in the third round. And the infamous saga is back. The fight, again, got booked March 4th, 2017, but both fighters continued their tit-for-tat, with this time Khabib pulling out from the fight due to severe weight cut complications. During his recovery, rumors swirled about Khabib's withdrawal from the fight. Some blamed indiscipline, others questioned his commitment, but the truth remained murky. Later that year, Khabib silenced critics by dominating Edson Barboza with relentless pressure, securing a unanimous victory that showcased his superior skills. The Tony fight was rescheduled for April 8th, 2018, but fate intervened in the most bizarre fashion. Ferguson tripped over media cables during promotional duties, tearing his LCL in what became the most ridiculous reason ever to forfeit a massive payday. Al Iaquinta stepped in as a last-minute replacement for the title bout. Khabib controlled every round with his signature ground game, earning a unanimous decision and finally claiming the championship belt that had eluded him for so long. By 2018, Khabib Nurmagomedov had established himself as a dominant force in mixed martial arts. At UFC 223, he captured the UFC Lightweight Championship, a defining moment that cemented his legacy as one of the most formidable fighters in the sport's history. The pinnacle of his career came during the highly anticipated bout against Conor McGregor at UFC 229. This fight was more than just a championship match. It was a clash of personalities, styles, and long-simmering tensions. Nurmagomedov comprehensively dominated McGregor, submitting him in the fourth round and maintaining psychological control throughout the contest. However, the aftermath of the fight was as memorable as the match itself. Immediately after securing the victory, Nurmagomedov scaled the cage and confronted McGregor's team, sparking a chaotic melee that spilled into both corners and eventually involved fans in the arena. The incident highlighted the intense personal animosity between the fighters and became one of the most controversial moments in UFC history. McGregor, known for his pre-fight provocations and theatrical confrontations, found himself on the receiving end of a comprehensive defeat. The submission victory for Nurmagomedov was not just a physical triumph, but a symbolic vindication of his fighting philosophy and personal pride. If you want to watch such iconic stories like Khabib vs Conor in an in-depth video, subscribe to MMA Joint. Now, back to it. Next up in 2020, Justin Gaethje was defeated by Khabib using a triangle choke in the second round. In each of these bouts, his style remained consistent. A relentless, calculated approach that combined record-setting takedowns with impeccable ground control. His ability to neutralize his opponents with a blend of strategy and sheer force was nothing short of remarkable. Yet even as his career soared to unprecedented heights, Khabib's journey was not solely defined by victories in the cage. Behind the scenes, his life was marked by personal challenges and deeply held promises. In October 2020, after a dramatic victory over Justin Gaethje, Khabib made the difficult decision to retire from professional fighting. This decision was not made lightly. It was born out of a promise he had made to his mother following the tragic death of his father, Abdul Manap, who had succumbed to complications related to COVID-19. For Khabib, honoring that promise meant stepping away from the sport he loved, even at the height of his career. His retirement was a poignant reminder that for him, family and personal honor always came first. After hanging up his gloves, Khabib did not sever his connection with the world of MMA. Instead, he chose to channel his passion and expertise into mentoring the next generation of fighters. Returning to his roots, he began working as a coach and promoter, sharing the principles of discipline, respect, and relentless effort that had defined his own journey. His transition from fighter to mentor was embraced by fans and fellow athletes alike. Khabib's influence continued to resonate not just in the record books, but in the hearts and minds of aspiring fighters across Dagestan and beyond. His life had become a living legacy, a testament to the power of hard work and the enduring impact of a well-lived life. Khabib's personal life also played a significant role in shaping his public image and legacy. In 2013, he married and soon became a father to 3 children. His commitment to his family is well known, and he has often spoken about the importance of love and honor. In every interview and public appearance, he emphasizes that his success is not solely measured by the titles he has won, but by the integrity and humility with which he lives his life. In recognition of his remarkable career and the profound impact he has had on the sport of mixed martial arts, Khabib was inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame in 2022. This honor serves as a permanent reminder of his contributions to the sport and cements his status as one of the all-time greats. The induction into the Hall of Fame is not merely about celebrating an undefeated record or championship belts. It is about acknowledging the journey of a man who never lost sight of his roots, who overcame immense challenges, and who inspired countless others to follow in his footsteps. In recounting the life of Khabib Nurmagomedov, we witness not only the evolution of a fighter, but also the making of a legend whose influence transcends sports. His commitment to his family, his unwavering loyalty to his cultural roots, and his profound respect for the traditions of his homeland have all contributed to the legacy he leaves behind. Every chapter of his life, from his early training in the wild landscapes of Dagestan to his rise as an undefeated champion, serves as a reminder that true greatness is not measured solely in titles and accolades, but in the strength of one's character and the impact one has on the world. As we close today's story, remember that the legacy of a true champion is never truly finished. It lives on in every lesson learned, every dream pursued, and every future fighter who dares to believe that greatness can be achieved. The next move in Khabib Nurmagomedov's journey is just around the corner, and only time will tell what surprises it holds. Stay tuned, because the saga of this legendary warrior is far from over. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with your friends.